Hello everyone, this is another story time. I'm recording this on Wednesday right now, so I'll tell you separate parts. I won't say today, in class, because it won't make sense to you. Let's start. When I was in science class, we had to work in a group of 2 or 3. Come on, really? I'm sick of her telling us to work with other people. You fucking know I'm shy and a quiet person. I don't like to talk to people and I get social anxiety. We were doing some kind of thing where we had to do 3 different types of categories on animals, blah blah blah. I can't fucking explain. I was in a group of 2. I didn't know what to fucking do, neither did Cameron, my other partner. Haley was being a jackass, because she said this to us and I felt like I wanted to punch her in the goddamn face.
My partners aren't doing anything. This is so pointless. I'm the only one doing this by myself. Holy shit. I need a different group.
Look, Haley, it's not our fault that we don't know what to fucking do because we listened to the teacher but we still got confused. Stop being a fucking smartass, Jesus Christ. We were both sitting there like idiots. But I actually moved the cards and helped her. Everyone got along after that madness. In ELA class, Mrs. Raccoon loses her mind because kids were talking and were not listening to the teacher. What the fuck do you expect? Kids don't listen sometimes, and you're going to take your anger out on them? The kids don't give a shit what you do. They aren't scared of your punk ass. These dumb teachers think they're the boss of us, but really, they aren't. They act like they're our parents. Please get some help because you literally need to stop telling us what to fucking do. Someone was resting their head on the desk and looked at the ceiling. Mrs. Raccoon comes up to her and says,
"The ceiling isn't teaching you anything, the smartboard is. Come on and listen to what she has to say."
"Oh, yeah? Then how come you quote-unquote teach us the same thing over again? We have it in our small peanut brains. Get over yourselves and switch to the next subject we have to quote-unquote learn." At lunch, this libtard again, zebra spells, was staring at me once more. She does this almost every fucking day. I bet she's doing it to piss me off and get attention. Why the fuck is she staring over at my table? Stare at someone else besides me, you asshole. When I was in Mrs. Raccoon's room, we were reading an article called Grace. I'm the type of geek and a bookworm that likes to read. Article wasn't for me. I pretended to read and then Mrs. Raccoon caught me and said turn to the next page. Now. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, please. You're honestly making me angry because first of all, you're being fucking rude for no damn reason at all. What the hell did I do? All I did was pretend to read because I wasn't interested. You get mad for what? Second of all, when I was in her room for the millionth time reading Grace again, I actually read this time. But then, when we were done with the article, she told us what to do next. Third of all, she blames me for something I didn't do. Mrs. Raccoon said I mumbled something under my breath, but I didn't. She seriously needs hearing aids because I didn't even do anything. Last of all, I got on a Chromebook and then I started crying. Mrs. Raccoon doesn't give a shit about my feelings. I wasn't in the mood. I really wasn't. I closed my Chromebook and I almost started to have a mental breakdown, but I controlled it. I took my hood up and then a few minutes later when we were about to leave, Mrs. Raccoon says this.
"Take your hood off. Don't start giving me a problem now."
Mrs. Raccoon is a faggot and a heartless low-life piece of shit. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I'm going to lose my marbles because of her. In math class, a girl had her head down at the desk. She was from last period. She was the one that had water come out of her nose on the field trip. But when we were all minding our businesses, Mrs. Raccoon tells us to come in her room in a panicked voice. We all didn't know what the fuck was going on. We got into her room and then she told us that girl was really sick and she had to go to the hospital or something. So we all did our work in there instead. I hate sneezing in class because I feel weird and awkward about it for some reason. I hold my sneeze, or I sneeze and cough at the same time. When I was at lunch, my nose started to tickle. After like a couple of seconds, I sneezed and nobody heard it. It's gotta be because there was loud people in the cafeteria. In 3rd grade, This dude was always going to the nurse because his nose started bleeding all the time. I don't know why he kept having nosebleeds. Maybe because he was picking his nose too much? I don't know. I forgot to mention, zebra spells, rubbing her nose all the fucking time. What is wrong with this prick? She needs to go see a nose doctor, seriously. In social studies we didn't have to do work, thank God. I was falling asleep and once I fell asleep, the bell rang and my heart was beating so fast. I rushed to get my things and leave that prison. Okay, this is Wednesday, now on to Thursday. It's the next day, Thursday. I didn't go to hell because I woke up late. So I'm going to tell you what happened in school in the past. If I repeatedly say what happened in school again, it's either because Clementine ruined it or it wasn't read properly. In 5th grade, our gym teacher told us how to play hockey. I hate sports and all, but I was forced to do it anyway. I was doing fine until some random person decides to steal my puck, and I fell on the ground. I started crying, and people said, "Are you okay?" I said yes. They said okay, and I got up and pretended nothing happened. 2nd grade, the most embarrassing thing happened to me. When I was listening to my teacher, I farted. People said, "You who farted?" My cheeks were red. Thankfully, someone blamed another kid for quote-unquote farting when it was actually me the whole time. In 5th grade, when I was ready to go on the school bus, I was thirsty so I decided to get a drink, but this girl said she will slap me for some unknown reason. I stood up for myself and I said, "I dare you." She actually slapped me in the face kind of hard. I wasn't crying though, thank goodness. 5th grade again, when we were in art. At a lockdown drill, so we hid behind the bookshelves. People started talking and the art teacher said, "Please be quiet. Shut up now." Actually said shut up, now. The kids were still talking. These kids are fucking autistic and they don't know how to shut the fuck up. I know it's not real, but what if it was real? You will get us all killed. They don't give two shits about what will happen. After the lockdown drill was over, the art teacher looked like she was crying because those kids wouldn't listen to her. I actually feel bad for her. I was probably the only one who was quiet. I don't have anything else to talk about, let's go into Friday. I forgot to add things on Thursday. So Elle will tell you now and then we'll get straight into today, which is Friday. When I was in technology class, we were doing a project and some kid snorted little bits of wood up his nose. What the fuck is his problem? I don't know why he did that. He knows it's not good to put that shit up his nose, but he is too dumb. The teacher later caught them and told him to blow his nose afterwards. Everyone was weirded out. When I was getting ready to go in ELA, this girl that I know from 5th grade was calling me names for no reason. I started to snap back at her. But it was no use. Then she said this.
I was joking. Psych, no I'm not, you overlooking asshead. Okay, I was actually joking this time.
How am I supposed to know if you're joking? What if you actually meant that and you made me cry? Whose fault is it? Not mine's. I was about to get upset and cry, but I held back my tears. Okay, let's get into Friday now. When I was in science, my nose was tickling. You know why? It's because I had to sneeze. But the sneeze wasn't coming out. After like a few minutes, I sneezed and coughed at the same time. Nobody knew that I sneezed, so yeah. When I was about to be leaving science, my nose started to bother me again. I sneezed for a second time and coughed at the same time again. I felt awkward. When I was in ELA class, the ELA teacher had to go to a meeting, so my science teacher from 6th grade was the substitute. Mrs. Raccoon was there also. When I was in Mrs. Raccoon's classroom, we had to do goal work where we had to write for 4 minutes without stopping. My hands will fucking hurt for that shit, but really she doesn't care. I wrote down what I wanted to see in the future. I said that I would like to see myself die and I will witness what happened. I wrote that so she'll feel bad for me. The principal was also in the classroom watching our every move, so I had to be good. I got upset because I didn't know what else to write. Once the principal left, I started to get angry that tears were rolling down my eyes. She said, "Are you okay?" I said I didn't know what else to write and she was getting annoyed at me. I told her that I want to take a break. She said yes, so I went in the far corner, and then I threw my stuff on the ground. Then she yelled, "Watch it." I started to cry under my hoodie. I was shaking so much that I was having an emotional breakdown silently. I started to shred magazines and paper and throw it onto the floor. I was really fucking frustrated. She was starting to piss me off. Then few minutes later she comes up to me and says,
Do you want me to write notes to you? Okay, sorry.
I said no to her, saying that she wants to talk to me through paper, but she didn't fucking listen anyway. Mrs. Raccoon is a deaf retard that wants to hurt me and attack me for no reason. I'm actually done with her ass, like for real. I wrote notes to her and said, "I'm not answering your question, I just want to go home. I hate being in this prison we call school.
What happened? Please tell me what's going on.
Bye, I don't care anymore."
Are you mad at me?
Stop please, I'm not in the mood. She still kept telling me questions and she finally left me alone. I fucking hate that son of a bitch. I don't understand why she only targets me. This is why I hate these retarded teachers who think they rule shit. In math class, we had to get in a circle with chairs and talk about what our favorite ice cream was, etc. I didn't want to do it because I hate talking in front of everyone. Thankfully, nobody threw the dice to me so I can talk. You wonder why I hate talking in front for people now? Because in 4th grade on the first day of hell, all of us had to tell everyone what our favorite food is. I was really scared because I didn't want to talk in front of everyone. Once I was up, I said, "My name is insert real name here," and I froze. I was starting to cry because we had to memorize and talk about their food. I started shaking so bad and everyone stared into my soul. The teacher said, "All right, next one." When I was in PE, I trolled this girl. She put her stuff down on the bleachers and then I was being sneaky. I moved her stuff under the bleachers, even her phone. PE was starting to be over. I looked behind the door and saw her looking for her phone. She ran and said, "Help, I can't find my phone," in a panicked voice. I literally almost made her cry. Sadly, she asked someone to reach for her phone and then the girl found it. I was disappointed about that. I never got caught. Haha. This is going to be the end of this video. I will probably make another one soon. Peace out, my warriors.